Good morning and welcome to Enlisted's website, specifically into the forums. Today we're going to look at a summary of the recent 4-hour long live stream wherein the Enlisted lead game designer and developer answered questions in a Q&A format with Mike and Oxy leading. The summary is written by ErikaKalkbrenner, and she's really done an excellent job of summarizing everything that went through here. So let's go through what we've got. Thank you to her for taking the time to summarize everything. Let's move forward. The questions are being answered by Sergey, the lead game designer and producer, and AlvanTolk, the developer. So, question. Will Enlisted reach PlayStation 4 and Xbox One? Answer, and I'm going to summarize this, no. But the problem is that unfortunately Enlisted is filled with infantry, ground vehicles, aircrafts, everything fighting together, and unfortunately however we tried it was impossible to ensure proper visual quality and proper frames per second. Whether we managed to get 60 frames per second with the newer consoles. We did not achieve the same result over older consoles due to hardware too outdated to support the visual that we had for this game. Question, are you going to add more campaigns outside of the 4 announced campaigns? Short answer. Yes, we have plans for further campaigns. Question. Are there by any chances to see the less known battles? Or is it mainly going to cover the known and bigger campaigns? Answer. Our goal is not only to show full historical aspect of the war, but also to choose period battles which would add gameplay and add some interesting content to the game. Question. Will there be more stuff added in older campaigns? Answer. Yes, our goal is not only to create new campaigns, but also to add content to those campaigns that are already there. There are currently 27 campaign levels which are not going to be final. Now, a lot of this is good to know. I mean, there could be some tinier niche or lesser known battles that represent in Enlisted. And could you imagine some of those that maybe don't get the big press of the big battles, but are interesting in their own right, because those are the types of things that I really find fascinating. It'll be interesting to see what their takes are on those smaller battles and campaigns. Plus, with more stuff coming to the older campaigns, it means that this is going to be a dynamic game, at least for a while, where the content will be growing and changing as things go. Of course, it is only an open beta test. Question, are you going to include multiple playable factions in the same campaign? For example, Italians and Germans? Answer. We do have plans to add different countries and to mix different countries in one campaign. Question, are there going to be realistic and or simulative aspect battles? Answer, of course, as we tweak some settings and vehicles from War Thunder from time to time, and we mix those settings to fit the playstyle of Enlisted. The settings are going to usually be closer to realistic simulations ones and not arcade. So we think that we are pretty much already on that track and we're fine with that. So they like the way it's going. And to be honest, they are sticking with a slightly more realistic range than, say, the War Thunder's method of, oh, look at this, I'm 6 feet behind the tank and hovering around. Question, are controllers and vehicle systems on how they behave final, or are they going to be tweaked? And are the gunners going to be added for pilots? Answer, yes, we understand that there are 2 things to work on: the battle vehicles we have on the damage model, of course, which is not final, and we are currently planning and working to make them more realistic and complicated. Regarding gunners, the short answer is yes. Question, do you plan any campaigns outside World War II, such as Vietnam or modern conflicts? Answer, and this is summarizing some things. At the moment, no. But in the future, we cannot exclude doing something else as well. But for the moment, we are focusing on World War II due to how much content we can work on. Question, will Enlisted have custom battles or private servers to play with friends? Answer, we are not currently focusing on custom battles, but in the future we will consider such an option. Question, are we going to have some sort of replay system, like we have in War Thunder? I would love one, because we all know that my style indicates that I want to see what the team as a whole is doing, not just me. Answer, we do have plans to introduce replay system for the public, and we do currently have a system for development purposes, but it requires a lot of work. It's going to be in the far future, not near. Question, will you expand the more tactical aspects of the game, such as communication and teamwork? Answer, yes. We are interested in developing more tactical options of the game, starting from simple things like making it easier to see friends that you play with through the minimap, making it easier and faster to recognize them as well, and going for more sophisticated options, like engineers having more things to do on the battlefield. We're going to change the way engineers are going to be rewarded. Hey, no, I would not say no to some rewards for those engineers. They're fun. I love those. Question: any chances to get larger people per battle? Short answer: we're experimenting. English. It is my primary language. Question: will we get bigger maps? Answer: we are experimenting, and we will keep experimenting for a while regarding map sizes, but introducing new game modes which could utilize different map sizes. So far, we are focused on keeping the battle dynamic high, in other words, smaller and more compact. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that, and that is because what they're trying to do is try to take a slice of a battlefield where the number of troops and AI have a real effect. I mean, this is my opinion now, not the answers there. They're trying to keep it to where the sizes of the squads are both manageable from a technology standpoint and still give that feel of, I am part of this grander, larger battle, this more enormous thing going on. So that's what I think they're trying to go for there. Question: do you have plans to introduce destructible environments for the maps, as well as the maps we currently have? Answer: we already have some destructible objects in Normandy, like the destructible walls. I didn't know that. As such, we will keep adding more destructible objects. Awesome. I love it. That was one of the features of XCOM, the original one that came out in like the 90s, that I loved, and that was the ability to take a rocket launcher and blow down a building if there was a zombie. It's not a zombie, there was an alien hiding in the thing. So that way I didn't have to risk all my troops going after him. So, awesome! Question: will we be able to see destruction causing deformations in the map by explosions? Answer: dynamic terrain transforming theoretically, and technically our engine already provides such an option, and we could do that, but that poses a lot of difficulties from the gameplay standpoint. For example, if some explosions create a crater, it's good for infantry because they can cover in it, but it would be much more difficult for tanks to go through. We are considering whether to utilize this feature or not. Question regarding the deformations or destruction of the map itself. Answer: if we introduce too much deconstruction of the map, it could happen that everything has been destroyed, ending up just a flat map where infantry has no cover at all, something that the team would like to avoid. It depends on how detailed you make your destructive possibilities. You might just make it so it still results in a lower level that is capable of dealing with that, with having all the features you need for dynamic gameplay. Question: are PvE matches going to be a thing? Answer: we will think about adding PvE content later on in the game. Question: are there going to be any options regarding customization options for soldiers and vehicles? Do you plan to keep cosmetics historical, or are there going to be some items that are ahistorical, such as, helmets and decals? Answer: yes, we have many different ideas about improving customizations options in the game. First of all, of course, we will have customization for vehicles, where we could add different decoration options and decals. But also, of course, we are working for a customization system for infantry as well. Currently, we're at the stage where you can change how your characters look, but only randomly. But we plan to add more options to customize how your soldier looks like, including how your helmet looks, decorations, etc. We do plan, of course, to expand different cosmetic options for infantry and to make people be able to stand off in the fight, but here we try not to exceed the point of balance and aesthetic, such as no punk hairstyles, squad too much different within each soldier ending up looking like a mercenary band, but on the other hand, we're not going to be too restrictive about exact historical look. Question: will there be an option to select the loadout for your vehicles, such as how many shells? Answer: yes, for planes as well, and you'll be able to select how many shells you'll be able to bring on the battlefield in the near future. We'll also add new types of ammunition and shells. Speaking of new ammo types, question: will there be any chances to include canister shells or shrapnel shells? Answer: first of all, we'll try to keep those munitions used historically for the campaign used, and we'll test if those are not going to ruin the gameplay, as those shells can drastically change gameplay and aspect of battle. I'll tell you honestly, if they'd had some canister or shrapnel shells, I would have loved it on the in the landings at Normandy map, because you could just take the cannon, aim it straight at the slit where the machine gunners are, and put a shot right through there, and that would have cleared out a lot of the problems right there. Question, will new vehicles be added? Answer, yes, but not at the point of having too many vehicles of different types. So we will spray across many vehicles across campaigns of the historical scenario. In other words, they're going to cherry pick. They're going to pick different vehicles they think are going to work. And still give you some selections, but not like absurdly some options. Question, are you going to add rewards for spotting? Short answer, yes, as well as for engineer constructions, such as if your engineers has a spawn point where people respawn at it, they'll get points for that, and rebuilding things or just that type of thing. Question, will Enlisted feature some sort of ray tracing in the future? Answer, yes, the team is working on including ray tracing. Question, is Enlisted going to be released on Steam? Short answer, no. Question, is Enlisted going to be released on Steam? Short answer, no. And that doesn't surprise me. War Thunder and Gaijin have said that they have not gotten a whole lot of benefits out of going onto Steam. They didn't get a huge bump in players or anything like that they were anticipating, and they thought that it wasn't really adding to their business bottom line. You may take what you want from that. That's just a summary of what I remember from way back when. Question, for the weaponry, are you going to exclude prototype weapons in Enlisted for the future? Answer, we do not exclude to add some prototypes. In other words, they might add a few, but we do not want to make them too common, as we try to make the game historical as possible. As such, those limited weapons are going to be restricted and or limited through special squads and events. Question, will we be able to give more specific orders to our AIs, such as build those sandbags, bomb there, those types of things? Answer, yes, in the future we are considering to add those options. Question, will we be able to add bayonets in other campaigns, and will more weapons have this option? Answer, we are currently testing how our bayonets perform, and based on feedback, if we are satisfied, we will furthermore develop in other campaigns as well. Question, are you going to allow players to select their game mode? Short answer, yes, we will introduce a system with matchmaking over player preferences. That's referring to I don't remember the names of them in Enlisted right now, but like Conquest versus Domination versus, those types of things. So people will be able to select which one of those game modes they want to play. Question, will we be able to see and use more local vehicles, such as cars and tractors? Answer, yes, we are planning to introduce more transportation vehicles, but this task is not our priority at the moment. And that makes perfect sense. I mean, to be honest, I went running up to a farm truck, and it let me jump in and drive it around. I was ecstatic. It was hilarious. Loved it. So the more of those they add, the more awesome it is. I would just be delighted to drive into battle with a tractor. That would just make me smile ear to ear. Doing the old John Deere tractor song. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Okay, anyway. Question, do you have plans for esports? Answer, we currently are busy polishing and improving the game. At the moment, it's not our priority. It might come later down the line, but as we said, it's not a priority. That's pretty straightforward. So that was an interesting one. Erika, thank you very much for doing the summary. I really appreciate it, and thank you for letting me use it for today's video. When an official Q&A comes out on this, we'll go over it again, see what the spin that Enlisted has on their dev Q&A. And thank you very much for joining me today. I have links in the description. And if you like today's video and like Enlisted content, give me a thumbs up so I can know for sure to make some more of it. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. See you in Enlisted.